Hello there in YouTube land. I want to talk a little bit about a few things that all have to do with health. Right now, the country in itself is really, in a lot of ways, the most unhealthy it's ever been, probably in the history of the country. We have a huge number of people getting sick from coronavirus, and we have a population of 65-year-olds or better that are getting taken out really easily by this particular pandemic. Right now, they're showing that 77% or higher of our deaths right now by coronavirus is in the adult population of 65 years or better, and with the rest being much, much less. So they account for about 40-something% of the cases, our population of 65-year-olds or better. However, they're accounting for over nearly 80% of the deaths. That's crazy. So there's a big sign showing that basically people have a weakened immune system, have much higher risk of dying of the disease. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the health of the country. I want to talk a little bit whether Donald Trump's doing a good job for the health of the country, and then why we need to probably re-examine how we even pick a president in this particular case. My channel is really all about health, wellness, yoga, meditation, inner well-being, and really, like, what's there more important than our health? If we don't have our health, we can't do our regular activities of daily living, like brushing our teeth, combing our hair, like wiping our own ass, stuff like that. We can't even do that if we don't have our health. Now, if we have our health, we can do everything we want. We're kind of like the master almost of our own little universe. We can create what we want. We can do what we want. We can hike up to the top of a mountain. We can run a 5K. We can go for a 100-mile bike ride. All kinds of cool things. However, if we don't have our health, things are not looking too good. For myself, I regularly exercise every day, pretty much a moderate way, because it's really important to be moderate about it. What I've learned through studies when I was in school and even afterwards is that there's an optimal amount of exercise that we need. Too much, and you actually increase your risk of all-cause mortality, all deaths basically. And if you don't get enough exercise, you also increase your risk. So right now, we're in a situation where huge numbers of people are getting the coronavirus, and not huge numbers are actually passing away. It's literally like maybe 2%, which it doesn't sound very much, but when you have millions of people getting the virus, it comes out to be quite a few. So right now we have about 100,000 deaths so far from the coronavirus, and it doesn't look like we're slowing down anytime soon. Now that we're opening up, it looks like some states are actually increasing considerably. So we need to take a stand right now and be very vigilant. So we need to be wearing masks, absolutely essential. We need to be also keeping our distance. So CDC is saying that we need to keep a distance of like at least 6 feet. That's if we're wearing a mask. And then if we're not wearing a mask, we need to have a distance of as much as like 15 feet. Stay out of the zone of like somebody talking very loud or breathing heavily or sneezing or coughing, so we don't get infected by that person. So apparently the disease is super contagious, so it's very easy to get. So we need to be absolutely careful every single step we take and what we touch and what we do, so we don't pass it on to somebody else. If we really care about our geriatric population, our seniors, and we don't want to see them die in huge numbers, then we need to take care of ourselves and not expose them at a higher risk. And then even anybody that has a compromised immune system is going to be a high risk to be compromised and pass away from this virus. Right now, some other countries are really failing at this right now, like Mexico and Brazil. Huge numbers right now of deaths and people reportedly getting the disease, and they don't have the infrastructure or the amount of hospital beds or the type of healthcare that we have here in this country, so they can't even like respond properly to the number of cases that they have. So people are just dying on the streets. People are dying in their homes. So they're just having to put them in a box and cremate them and take them home. But right now we're in a situation where we have it sort of controlled. we're not, a lot of our hospitals are not getting overwhelmed. However, some are finding it very difficult. Like parts of Texas are increasing, parts of Alabama are increasing heavily. They have to send people like from Mobile over to Birmingham, Alabama to go find a bed, ICU bed, because they don't have enough in the hospital over there, I think in Mobile. So we're not out of the woods yet here either. We got a lot of work to do before this is out in the rearview mirror. So hopefully you guys take this for what it's worth and start getting serious about it. It's very important to be vigilant on this particular case. Then I want to also pose the question of why our current president would even be a good president, actually, or even somebody that we want to even reelect. Because right now, we really have not had any leadership from him. We're having a situation where, over the course of the 3+ years that he's been president, he's been reported to lying about 20,000+ times. In my book, when I do business with people or I have friends in my life, if I have people in my life that I can't even trust, I wouldn't want them anywhere around me. I'm not going to keep those people around me. So right now, I don't even have a president that is supposedly the leader of the nation, supposedly the greatest country in the world, that doesn't even lead, that just constantly lies every day. How can you even trust him? So I pose that question: why would anybody want to vote for somebody that lies every single day when they talk about anything? So I don't know how you can even trust them. So I'm gonna ask the question, like, how do you trust a president that lies in 20,000+ times, or even every day for that matter, which would be even less than that? Because if you just lied once a day, that'd be 365 times a year, and he's only been president for 3 years, so that'd be just a little bit over 1,000 times that he lied. But apparently, from some reports, it shows that he's lied over 20,000 times. So that's quite a few, if that's even true. But anyways, try to get back to the point is really our country's health, and we got to really take that seriously. So in order for you to increase your immune function, you want to exercise every day moderately. At least 5 times per week, and generally about 30 minutes per day. It could be something very light, like a walk, or a little bit of calisthenics, some push-ups, sit-ups, some pull-ups, stuff like that. Or if you have access to a gym, then some rowing would be great, very low impact. Cycling, art trainer, elliptical, those type of things. Stair climber, all these exercises are great. And doing some strength training would be great too, if you can work out with weights, if you know how to use them properly. And then another way to really improve the immune function is eating fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables help enhance your immune system tremendously. So that would be that as well. And then right now, it seems like we have a lot of tensions right now with our fellow world power, China, and part of that is because of the maybe trade agreements that we have, and some of the things that we're saying about they made up this virus or whatnot, which doesn't seem like there's any realistic evidence that's even the case. It seems like a distraction of what's really true. What's really true, it sounds like it came from a wet market, from the virus passing from an animal to a human. That's how you got this virus. And it seems like people that are actually in the space are concurring that it's really easy to see whether something was man-made or not. Apparently, this particular virus was not man-made, according to what has been seen. It was actually came from an animal. But anyways, I just want to ask this question. If you guys have any comments, please tell me, like, why would you vote for Donald Trump if he's not fit to be president and he's not a good leader? I'm trying to understand why would anybody even have the thought to even do that. It seems like really almost despicable to even want to vote for somebody that is not trustworthy. Anyways, give me your thoughts. I'd love to know. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and really concentrate on your health. It's so important right now, especially since we have this coronavirus just floating around. Anyways, have a great rest of your day, and talk to you next time.